Oh, we're recording already, right?
Yeah. Oh no, we were. Now I have to get it.
No, it looks like it's red.
Wait. Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Hi.
Hi.
Okay, I'm gonna do a little introduction. Do you want to be Elenia or are you going full name? Does it matter?
You can just do Elenia.
And then Maria? Marie? Oh fuck. Is it Marie or Maria?
It's Maria.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was about to say Marie sounds right now all of a sudden. Okay. Oh. Okay. Now I feel like I need to press start, so I have that moment. Okay. Hey, what's up?
Hey.
What are we doing here today?
Answering questions.
Answering questions? Or are we two old pals catching up?
We are catching up.
How long has it been since we've seen each other?
7 years.
Oh my, I was thinking of a story that you told earlier, and I was like, okay, wake up. Okay. This is one of my best friends from high school. We still maintain a great relationship. I'm visiting Florida. This is Elenia.
Hey everyone.
That was all over for the introduction. I'm visiting Florida. This is one of my great friends. Elenia, we just realized earlier, oldest running friend, even over like who I like my best friend circle that I thought it was. Like this is we go way back.
Since
remember Ryan?
6th grade.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay, focus. So Elenia is sharing really big news with me this week and her family. And do you like? I feel like I don't want to take away from.
Oh, you can. It's fine.
Elenia is 12 weeks pregnant now, and I just found out it was 12 weeks because like I certainly couldn't tell. But yeah, what a shocker! I have like a couple pregnancies going on in my life.
I feel like everyone's pregnant right now. We all drink the same water.
Right? Yeah, no, like what an exciting time. I'm like super duper excited for you. You're gonna be such a good mom.
Oh, thank you.
It's true. And I always think it's your Libra energy because I always related to it. I was like, oh my god, like that very like nurturing, motherly,
Aww.
you know, good friend, good vibe, like takes care of people and like really loving everyone, always like comes to you for comfort and support. So you're gonna be a great mom and I'm super duper excited for you. And anyways, but with that being said, I studied prenatal nutrition. Well, I studied nutrition and then focused on prenatal nutrition. And then, as I mentioned in a previous video, I became a certified birth educator. Was going down the doula route. Was super duper interested in it. So I have a passion for really identifying goals that soon-to-be moms want to implant in their children, starting from their pregnancy, because that's when it starts, conception, and then into like their childhood, and you know. So I know that you're a health and wellness expert, and you know you've owned your own business. You are a certified personal trainer. Like wellness is really important to you. Where do you want to take? Like I know you're not focused on it right now, you know, but like where do you want to take things in the next year for you and the baby?
As far as like nutrition and health and wellness?
Yeah, nutrition, like mostly nutrition actually. Like we talked about the placenta thing, we talked like that's mostly for you, but for like, you know, like the baby, like, you know, what kind of diet do you want to have now? What kind of diet do you want to like instill in the baby like early on? Like,
well, I'd like to instill like a healthy, nutritious diet.
I asked it because like growing up, I didn't get like, it did start then for my parents, and then it sure as hell didn't start when I could remember things.
My parents, like, my mom did it just a little bit towards the end, like snacks and stuff for like carrots and cheese and fruit and whatnot. But I'm not gonna let them miss out on life and not like ever eat a Pop-Tart or ever have some gummies or something like that. But trying to at least teach them, you know, protein, carb, vegetable, fruit, healthy fats, kind of how to
be mindful of the food groups.
And put a good healthy meal together.
What about when the baby is like, when you're feeding the baby? At the beginning, I've heard like not like giving sweets to baby, like fruits to young children until later to condition them to be more in tune with vegetables?
I think it really
If I'm not mumbling, I feel like I'm
varies.
mumbling.
Honestly, I think I'll make the decision as the time comes. And before, I would have totally agreed with that. But now, working for an allergist, I can see too that not exposing your children to certain things as well helps contribute to some sensitivities and allergies and things like that. So I think it's just being mindful of the amount that you're giving children. And then also, a big thing for me is, like kids, they get rewarded with food.
Right.
And so that's a big thing that I've always said is I won't reward my kid with food. So they can establish a healthy relationship, and it's not, the food is fuel. It's good for your body, but it doesn't mean like just because you do something good doesn't mean that you need to get something to eat. So that's kind of how we develop that emotional attachment to food.
Right. Yeah.
So treasure box, stickers, something like that outside of just like lollipops and
activities
gum.
Together.
Yes.
Like, those are big. Like the food is like so, like that is like such a thing. Like the reward system.
Yeah.
It really is. It's challenging to overcome as an adult when you have to overcome it as an adult.
Exactly.
So really good point there. So you have an interesting dynamic in your household, and you are an Army brat, recovering. I'm kind of like
Air Force.
I'm sorry, Air Force. Like, so what is it they call it? Military brats?
Yes.
So and then, but also your husband is a military child as well.
Yeah, and he's in the military.
And he's in the military. So how do you plan on like raising? Okay, let me backtrack. You have the experience already behind you.
Yeah.
So do you think that's going to be helpful because your kid's about to go on like that kind of route? You think those things have like helped, or well, obviously they've helped you, but like how do you? Yeah.
I think so. I think it's like second nature to me because my dad was in for 26 years, so like literally my whole childhood.
Yeah, literally.
He retired when I was a junior. And so that's just all I've known. And actually during what was going on, at the time in early 2000s and 9/11 and all that stuff, so he was deployed all the time. Yeah. So
how was that time in your family?
Well, he was gone for like 2 years, so I guess I'd say it was a hard time. But you're so young too. Like, you don't really see it until years later when you're old enough to actually understand really what's going on. Like, you remember brief moments, like my mom being sad and things, holidays different and stuff like that. But you don't actually understand the concept of it until you're like a teenager and really aware kind of what's going on around you. It's just like, oh, dad's gone again.
It's kind of like I had a long distance relationship with my father because my parents were separated. So I really only saw him like twice a year, holidays in the summer. And I don't know anything else.
Yeah.
Like that's just been like and it's like, I don't dislike it. Like I like spending time with my dad. Mm-hmm. I don't know what it would be like to spend, now that I'm an adult, I know what it's like to spend more time together. But like, do you know what I mean? Like that's just the way things are.
Exactly. It's just,
like dad's in the military.
What I knew,
like,
so
yeah.
It's not. It'd be different, I think, if it started out where he wasn't in the military or wasn't in some kind of career field where he was there all the time and then he disappeared. Mm-hmm. He was always that way, so I just got used to that. Luckily, my husband, he doesn't deploy as often, as my dad did. But again, that varies: career, job, rank, all that different stuff. But I think like technology has helped a lot now in the years coming. Yeah. Because before you would like talk to them once a month. Now you can, if you have an iPhone, you can still hook up to Wi-Fi and send iMessages or FaceTime or Facebook and stuff like that. So you can still keep in touch a little bit more than before.
Do you actually do that, like in your house? Like maybe not so much that. But do you, like, I don't take advantage of it as much as I should.
I don't currently, but when they're gone, I do.
Yeah.
So I don't like. I also think it's because my parents are not that far from me right now, so I don't really feel.
Oh, I mean, like with Ben.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We utilized it, but not as much as we could have. I think we'll utilize it more in the future. But it definitely helps. It's definitely a lot better. And then again, I said, like, every deployment is different. Like, there was a point where we could not utilize that because the Wi-Fi connection was so bad, like, you can't FaceTime or anything. So it's just whatever little messages that you can get across, or like a text like, hey, I'm still alive.
It's literally like a play-by-play.
Yeah.
Like
everything is different. Every situation is different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it makes sense. That's really, really hard. How many deployments have you experienced with Ben since you guys have been together in the duration of your relationship?
With Ben, as far as deployments go, I've experienced 2, and then like TDYs, and then training and BMT and all that stuff. That I kind of like all factors into it too, because with BMT and tech school, he was gone for like 6 or 7 months, and then any TDYs only for like a month or 2.
That's that's a deployment basically. Mm-hmm. Wow. I mean, I personally, just because I have emotional attachment issues, codependency. But like, you hear the codependency, mm-hmm. You experience it yourself. Like, we all experience it. How is that? How are you getting through that? You've done it for so long. Because 3 years you started into the military when you guys were married.
Well, we got married after he joined, but we were dating beforehand. So I actually don't think there was much of that, because we didn't live together before we got married. So we didn't have like that kind of, like, I was at home, he was at his grandma's house, and then I had my own apartment, and then he was off.
Are my parents okay?
Yes.
No, they're fine.
I'm like,
but he was off in training.
Yeah, so I didn't get the whole like where we're living together and then he disappeared kind of thing.
So you guys like built your life on top of him having the schedule.
Essentially,
kind
like
around
through dating and school and everything like that, and then once we got married, like it was just around the military. I don't know.
Integrating, like, is that the right? No, integrate it, like you're like kind of like integrated because the military was new. You were doing your school. You're kind of like.
I think it helped.
Figuring it out.
I think it was different because he got stationed at home.
Oh yeah, that's a big.
So that
thing.
really makes a really big difference. Like it would be totally different if we were stationed somewhere else and we got uprooted. But he actually got stationed where we're both from, where we both went to school from, where like we graduated from. So we've never left.
Somewhere in Florida.
Yeah. So I think that's also a huge factor.
Because you have your families here. Like,
yeah.
That's
so for me, it did not feel like a big change. It just felt like he just got a new job.
Right.
You know.
Wow. So, it affects your mental health, but
yes,
you seem to be doing a really good job dealing with it.
Well, it doesn't feel like it during it.
That's honest. That's what we're all afraid of. It's like that a part-time, we're all afraid of what happens. Mm-hmm. We've seen like families be destroyed. We have to live with that. What is the word? Like, you have to live with that. Not the expectation, but the possibility, that thought that like that it could happen. No matter how strong you are, because you guys went through your ups and downs, mm-hmm. and it's like this is.
I think too, like that just. I mean, it does affect you in the sense of like the house is lonely and quiet, and
No, these little guys are around.
And it's just, I don't know. You feel kind of like you want to come home to somebody or somebody that you're used to coming home to. So I guess essentially it's like being single or something and living in your own place. That's kind of what it starts to feel like.
But you're okay with that to an extent. Your independence. You find it
to an
on your
extent,
own.
like I can take it, and I'll get used to it, which is why reintegrating is always, not always, but majority of the time in all relationships, it's difficult.
Like getting back used to each other?
Getting back together, because
that
you
is
get
so
used
weird.
to your own routine. So you become independent, so you get used to doing things your way, this way, blah,
This is the
blah,
problem I had with Brandon. I was like, he was here for 3 weeks, and then he would be gone for a month, and he might be here for 2 weeks or a weekend, and I'm just like,
so
I can't deal with this crap, you know? Oh.
Adjusting is rough. And then they're coming back from a whole different life experience, So they're coming back wanting to relax, and you're like, okay, I can take this for like a week or so, and then it's
You're like, relationship on.
let's get it back
hey,
together.
baby. Or
And
like,
it doesn't work that way.
Right. When he comes back from every deployment, is it different? The vibe, the mood, like the way you guys adjust, or is it like, oh, I miss? It's like that is back.
No, the first one was like, oh, I miss you, and the second one was like, hey,
stranger.
Yeah.
I reckon.
Hi.
I didn't even feel like that when we got back together, though. When we got back together, you know, 7 years, and the last time we hung out, it wasn't even that long. You know, maybe it was about the same amount of time. It's like, you know.
But it was still like last time
we hit off way better this time than we did last time.
Yeah,
we didn't feel like we didn't chat that much last time.
We were in our early 20s and like hanging out, and
it was yeah.
We went back and had drinks and stuff. Yeah. And then I was like, all right, I gotta drive home.
The responsible one, Cody, was like, I'll keep going. But yeah. Oh my God, you know what we should be having, like one of those NAs right now? Is just like like virgin like mom talk.
I have some mock sangria.
That's so cute. Oh my God, what was I gonna say? Oh, like I didn't tell you this, but I have like a 6-month relationship curse for like the last 4 years.
That's the longest it goes.
Yeah, so like basically after like, you know, that really significant relationship I had when my mother passed away, I like didn't date him for like 2 years. And then I started dating again, and then I dated the guy first, and then like that relationship changed me. I was like not my best self, but I was like honest, and I was like, real with all the guys I dated, and they all dumped me after 6 months for 4 years in a row.
Oh no.
So I was technically doing what you're doing. You got 6 months on and 6 months off. So I know what that's like. You got something and it's gone. And you got something good and it's gone. And they were all, you know, they were all good at when we were together.
You get your honeymoon phase.
My honeymoon phase, and then it's over.
And then they're gone.
You know, like I'm ready to work. Like maybe it's because I come on too intense. Yeah. But just for the record, Brandon broke that. Who, me or Brandon? These eyes are intense. Okay. So while we're talking about breaking up and everything like that, so the divorce. I don't know what your parents were like, but I know what my friends' parents are like. I don't know how your parents are today with like how you grew up relating to a successful, happy household, like what the expectations are, you know, or what Ben's family's expectations are for you guys and for their kids. But mine was like make your own, because my parents didn't have one. So I thought that was important. I think it's important. I'm not going to have kids, ideally, but like, how do you feel? Like this like fairy tale, we're going to be together. You've got a high statistic of maybe things are the huge obstacles, you know, like what do you see for yourself and your kids? That was so long-winded. I know, I'm so like, I'm chatting, but I feel like I can't find the right words to describe what I mean. I'm like kind of throwing a lot at you, I know.
So my parents ideally were like college, career, marriage, then kids. Like when I told my dad I was pregnant, he was like, oh, I was thinking I would be like 5 more years before I was a grandparent. I'm like, you want me to have kids 32? 33?
Dad! It's not unheard of.
Not that it's a bad thing.
Is that how old he was?
No, he was 26 and my mom was 20. So they're 6 years apart.
I can't imagine having a body. Well, you can let me know.
But so they're very like traditional in that sense, because that's not how they grew up per se.
Oh, okay.
So that's what they wanted for us. And somehow, with a lot of bumps in between the road and a lot of craziness, because I had many phases, I somehow ended up in that traditional like.
Tara said that you have like I'm just gonna name off our friends here from high school. She's like, oh my, because I told her about the news. I did, yeah. And she's like, oh my gosh, she's gonna be such a good mom. And she's like, she has such a. I know this isn't true, but she has such a perfect life. Like nothing perfect.
People's perception.
And you know that it's people's perception.
So funny.
It's because you got the little milestones down.
That's right, literally what it was. It's just the milestones.
And you know, everyone, like you said, people have like our age, have like the kids, the house, the life that they're either have or shooting for.
Yep.
And then there's like the people who are like trying to figure it out still.
Yeah.
You know, so.
It's definitely, a lot of people, I've had that actually a lot before, is where people are like, you just have the perfect like whatever, you got the car and the business and the house and the marriage and yada yada.
You're
And I'm
the
going to tell you,
perfect
it was
age
a
of all-
shit show getting to each one of those. Like, no.
Yeah, so I mean, but maybe that was, I'm not gonna say maybe that was like part of like what makes it perfect, but like what makes it perfect? Those having those things, or like going through those experiences and it being perfect? What is it you think that they, you know, what do they think it's
They
going through
think-
it and it's perfect and you got it all and it equals that?
I think they see those things and think like that point A to point B was like peaches and cream. They don't. I think it's the same thing with like success with people. They're just like, oh, they're rich, or oh, they became famous, or oh, they finally. They don't see all the work that actually takes people to hit those highlights in their point. They just see like the social media highlights. Kinda. You know what I mean? Just the smiles and.
Hey, that's good.
That.
That's for them to enjoy and me to experience. That's my own shit. That's for me. Okay?
Yeah.
You know, that's, yeah. You know, and you know what? It's good for us to have some discretion. You know, like, if people ask, then you can tell them about things and you feel comfortable. But, you know, other than that, see my happy life. Because people always complain about, like, people on social media, they're just getting snippets or showing up, like, you know, that's not their, like, you know. And I'm like, fucking who cares?
Yes.
Like, let them live their best life. If this is how they want to portray it, this is how they want to feel.
Yeah, exactly. And it's up to you whether you are the one who is like strong set on that's exactly like you have to go into it knowing like, oh, these are the highlights and they're humans too. Like
Yeah.
everybody's got shit in the closet.
That's another video. Okay, well, I have, do you want to call it for this video?
Yeah, we can.
Okay. Thank you so much for being, oh my god. Did I say your name yet?
Yeah, in the beginning.
Did I say Elenia? Oh yeah, I said the Maria and the Marie. I didn't know if we, okay.
I think we were recording.
I don't know if we were recording yet.
I don't know.
This is my friend and I just like,
No, I think you did.
okay.
Friend all these years, you know.
Friend, well, I know your name. I just didn't know if I introduced it. But actually,
I'm Elenia.
this is Elenia. Thank you so much for being on my show. I'm
Thank
so happy
you
to
for
see you
having
today.
me.
I hope to have you on again. And fuck it. That's my cousin. We were talking about her earlier. Olivia. No, Elenia has her own YouTube channel, and she is, like I said, a fitness expert. And I want you to subscribe right now. I'm gonna leave her link in the description.
Yes.
Okay? Thank you so much. Oh, actually, it's right here on my page, on the main page too. Right there. Right there. Okay. Have a good one, guys.